I thought I nearly broke something. Trying to get nice and cozy for this one. Okay, cool. This is a bit nerve-wracking because I haven't done something like this before. I'm trying to get as cozy as possible just to ease myself into this. Hello and welcome to day 3 of posting every single day for a week. And potentially episode 1 of what might become a new series, depending on the feedback I get from this, because I haven't done anything like this before. But yeah, man, I decided to go for a more cozy environment this time. Today's video is a bit of a different one, as you can see. I don't really know what to say. I haven't really planned anything for this video. I just asked people to ask me a bunch of stuff or anything they want to discuss, and I'm just going to discuss it, basically. Yeah, that is kind of the purpose of this. I don't know why my head is so confusing to explain. But yeah, I was like, let me just trial out a new setup, have a break from baking or cooking or just doing random stuff, even though this is another random stuff. I was a bit nervous doing this. It's just something new to me, and new things are always scary. So yeah, doing this, I'm a bit shook. I'm gonna try and get past that. This is like exposure therapy to me. We're gonna try and expose the therapist. But yeah, I don't really know. But yeah, I don't really know what I'm gonna be talking about, and I had nothing to talk about in particular. So I just asked you guys to send me a bunch of questions or things you want to discuss. I haven't really had a look at any of them, but yeah, I'm just going to go through them on my phone. And without further ado, let's get into this. And yeah, welcome to episode 1 of what might be a new series. Anyways, let's get into this with premium efficiency. I don't think I should have worn a hoodie. I'm already hot. Like, I'm boiling right now. This beanbag is hot. I want to get a t-shirt, but I don't want to get up because I'm too cozy. And one annoying thing about beanbags here is that they're nice and comfortable, but when you get in, you sink in. It's like quicksand. It's like comfy quicksand. What's my best advice to overcome social anxiety? I can't really advise because I feel like I'm not at that stage yet. It's like asking someone in a wheelchair advice on how to walk. No, that's not the same. That's not the same thing. But yeah, I think the thing that works best is literally just exposure therapy, which is basically what I'm doing now. Yeah, putting yourself in environments where you're going to be forced to feel those feelings, where you're going to be forced to feel socially anxious, and yeah, bit by bit it slowly starts to fade away. It's like when you're learning how to swim or how to dive. Just start in the shallow end, get used to the waters, test the waters first, and then after that you can move on a bit further. Like someone that's never been in the water before, it's going to be a bit daunting. Even going up to your knees in water is a bit scary, and then suddenly you start, you put your feet in, now the water's gone up to your knees, and then you could get to a stage where you're fully submerged in water and you're not that nervous about it. So yeah, I'd say exposure therapy seems to be the most logical way of overcoming social anxiety. What is my favorite brand to wear? Right now, NL25H. I've already said this a billion times. I'll say it for a billion and one time. They're a sick brand. They're unique. They're not just slapping a name on a t-shirt and saying, yes, please buy my t-shirt. That's another thing that I don't like. Guys, if you're making clothing brands, I'm fully in support of people starting new things, starting from the ground up, creating something new. But guys, when it comes to just, guys, I'm launching my new clothing brand. This is Trap Hustle 2 Daily. It's about like the hustle and the grind, and like, it's about like the grind don't stop. Okay, maybe the grind does need to stop, because what is that all about? Why is there now a surge in clothing brands? It's almost as if people are trying to like force this message of like grinding and like hustle too, baby, hustle trap mindset. I'm just not a fan of it. I'm proper hot right now. I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. I was steaming up in here. Anyways, as I was saying, clothing brands, guys, please be a bit more creative. I'm personally not a fan. I'm just expressing my opinion. Of course, if there are people that are interested in it, good for them. Good for their hustle, trap, killer mindset. But yeah, let me go back to the initial question, because I don't even remember what I'm talking about. I don't even know how we got here. It's like I got on a train. I was meant to get off next stop, and suddenly I'm at the last stop and I don't know where I am. Oh, someone asked what my favorite brand to wear is. Oh yeah, I said that. NL25H. And then, yeah. Have I always wanted to make YouTube videos? If so, what inspired me? No, I haven't. I have not always wanted to make YouTube videos. This was not even a thing that I considered in the first place. But I'm here now. But yeah, no, this was never the plan. The plan was, I don't know what the plan was. I never knew what I wanted to do. I went from wanting to be like an astronaut when I was a kid to a marine biologist as I got older. And then I wanted to be a petroleum engineer because the money there was apparently good. And then I ended up studying mechatronic engineering, which is basically like robotics. Got to my second year, I was like, I don't like this. No, I didn't like it from like the first half an hour of my first lecture. But I feel like with the education system, we're never taught that it's something that we're supposed to like. Like when we're studying, school and education, university exams, like these are all things that we grow up kind of despising. Like no one looks forward to school nowadays. No one looks forward to revision. And that's kind of normal. Like it's just gone to that point where, yeah, school is something that we don't like. And when school is finished, we're happy kind of thing. And I understand it. Like those are not environments that you want to stay in. I hated school. I hated every aspect of academia and learning. I hated exams, all of that stuff. But one thing I've never hated is learning new things. If I'm interested in something, I will research it. I'll read about it. I'll learn about it. I'll engage in it. And it just always made me think, like, why couldn't we have that relationship with school? Why couldn't we learn to love school as much as learning things outside of school can be fun? Like, you know, when you're passionate about something, you will learn about it and you will have fun learning about it. You're learning. But I feel like nowadays people are just not passionate about school. And that's because I don't really think we're taught to be passionate about learning or passionate about school in general. It's kind of just like, you have to do it. You are forced to go to school. You're forced to learn. You're forced to revise. If you don't, you get in trouble. You get detention. You get stuck on. You get your parents meeting. Your parents get at you as well. Growing up, this is something that you are never going to have a positive relationship with. You're always going to just hate it. And that's upsetting because learning is not supposed to be something that us as young people learn to hate. Like, the only learning we're doing is learning to hate learning. And I do think a big part of that is the whole being forced to be involved in it, or being forced to learn and being forced to revise. And so let me go back to the initial question, because I feel like I got off at the wrong stop again. Have I always wanted to make YouTube videos? No, I have. Yeah, again, to answer that, I haven't. Like I said, went to university, and then in my final year, in my final year of uni, that's when I started making videos in general. And I never wanted to be in front of the camera in the first place. Like, I wanted to make stuff, I wanted to make videos, but I wanted to be more on the production side of stuff. Like, I wanted to create videos, but not actually be in them. And I tried for a while and it just wouldn't get any traction. Like, people don't care. I think a lesson that I learned early on is that you being passionate about something doesn't mean people actually care about what you're passionate about. So I could be making something, I could be like, yo, like, I love this. I think this is sick. This is a banging idea. I'll make everything. I'll film, I'll edit, I'll put it out. And I'm just like, no one cares. After thinking about it, I was just kind of like, why should anyone care? Like, what I'm doing is something that I care about personally. I can't be mad that other people don't. And I clocked early on that people are just not going to watch your stuff if they're not invested. And so, yeah, I was kind of like, if I ever want to produce stuff or make stuff in the future, I would need to build myself as a brand first. And so, yeah, I just thought that I should try building myself as a brand first. And then if I want to produce stuff in the future, I could potentially have a platform to plug that with. So yeah, that was my intention with YouTube and social media in the first place. It was just build myself as a brand so that I can have a platform, so that if there's anything else in the future that I do want to explore, then I have a means of doing so. That's why I kind of say that I fell into this, because yeah, this was never my intention in the first place. And yeah, that's it. Let me move on to the next one. I was thinking, what else can I add? Someone just said, I love One Piece. I actually tried to watch One Piece here. I got up to like episode 74, and then I was like, okay, so now there's about 400 million billion trillion episodes left, and all I've seen is 2 fight scenes. And then I was like, yeah, I'm not watching this. But my brother's a massive fan of One Piece. Speaking of Faisal, my brother, why have I stopped having him in my videos? I don't like the guy anymore. Yeah, like, things happened. We kind of fell out. No, I'm joking. I love that guy. We just haven't been filming together, to be honest. There's no particular reason. It's just, yeah, we're just not filming together. Let me move on to the next question before I go off on another tangent and start talking about alternate universes. Anyways, are your clothes always crinkled because you are low on iron? That's good. Okay. That's a good one. Yeah, this is probably, this shirt is crinkled as well. I actually do not have an iron in this house. I don't own an iron. I iron my clothes using the heat from my body. So sometimes if I'm going out and I've got a shirt that's, or I've got a t-shirt that's creased, I would just wear an extra layer on top so that by the time I get to where I need to get, my body has naturally ironed it and I save myself 1 minute. So, and then if I do that a million times, that's a million minutes saved. That's about 25 years. So yeah, I have an extra 25 years of my life. Why don't you usually do Q&As? Okay, yeah, I think this video is actually meant to be a Q&A, but I can't lie, I've never done one before. And I've been on YouTube for 3 years now. I've never done one before just because I just find, like, I thought it would be cringe. I think the premise of a Q&A is that you are making it about yourself, and I've always just been a bit cringed out by that. Like, as much as I'm like, you know, I'm making videos and I'm in the video, I don't actually like being in the spotlight. I don't like attention like that. Like, I'm quite like shy and awkward. And so with a Q&A, it's very much like, oh, ask me stuff about myself. I'm just like, no, please, no. I don't want to be the center of attention. Let me go make a cake. Asking people to ask me questions is kind of like making it about me. So I've never done it just because I'm not comfortable with that kind of stuff and I get cringed out. But I'm doing it now like a loser. Yeah, no. That's why I don't want to actually call this a Q&A. I just want to make it more a discussion. And yeah, I think I'm a bit more comfortable with that. That's why I said, like, if people are actually interested in something like this, obviously let me know, because that's how I get feedback. One thing I do like doing is talking about things that I'm interested in. However, because the way I've built my platforms and my brand is very like, you know, entertainment and comedy. When I'm talking, I'm not making jokes. Yeah, because I built my personal brand in that way, I feel as though there's some pressure on me to perform or just be funny, basically. So yeah, there's always that pressure to just, okay, so where's the jokes? Where's the funny, mate? And I feel like, yeah, anytime I talk about something serious or something that I'm interested in my head, I'm just like, okay, well, this is a bit boring. And I feel like I've incorrectly labeled things that I'm interested in that aren't funny as boring. I think I've put not funny and boring in the same box, and that's not necessarily true, because a lot of things can be interesting without them having to be funny. So yeah, that's kind of why. What even am I talking about this time? Q&As. I was talking about Q&As. Okay, there we go. Anyways, what's next on my travel list? I don't know, actually. Yeah, that's another thing that I want to do more of. I want to do more travel stuff, man. Like, I love traveling. I love seeing new places, seeing just, yeah, different cultures, different people, and just seeing how big, like, this world is vast. Like, I feel like I've been to a decent amount of countries, but I downloaded this app where you basically put in all the countries you've been to and it shows it to you on a world map. So every country you've been to is in like green. And I did that and I saw that, like, when it, sorry, how do I phrase this? So it had like a world map. Every country that I'd been to was in green and the rest were left blank. And I saw it and it just put into perspective how little of the world I've seen. Like, I've actually seen nothing. Even within the countries that I've been to, I'd seen nothing. One of the countries I've been to was Thailand. And now Thailand is in green. Even within Thailand, I'd barely seen any of it. Like, I'd been to 2 cities in the whole of Thailand. And yeah, I was just looking at that and I was like, damn, like, I've not seen anything. Yeah, I'm sat here like a flipping slug, just paying rent in East London. In London. And yeah, London is just, England is just falling apart. Everything is just so flipping expensive. My rent is bodying my whole bank account. And in my head, I'm just like, if I'm paying an extortionate amount of money for rent and I'm paying this every month to live in this stinky expensive London, by the way, I actually do really like London. It's just ridiculously expensive. When I could just be homeless, I can use the money that I would have otherwise spent on rent to travel. In my head, I'm just like, why am I not seeing more of the world? Because I'm paying money to be here and I'm just seeing more of my bathroom, more of my kitchen, more of my living room. There's a whole universe and I'm here in 65 square meters of white and grey walls. And I feel like I'm not making the most of an opportunity that I've been blessed with. So what am I doing, really? How do you get out of a rut? I have no idea. I wish I could just be like, yeah, so do this and do that and that's it, your problem solved. I feel like there's no standard solution for everyone. I think it depends on the context behind why you're in a rut in the first place, how you are as a person. So yeah, I feel like solutions to certain problems are unique to the individual. So it's not fair for me to be like, yeah, so do this. This formula works for everyone. We're all just too different for there to be like a standard solution for every problem. So I think the best thing you can do if you're in a rut, just like try to understand yourself a bit more. Understand why you're in a rut in the first place. Like, always try to go to the root of the problem. Why are you in a rut? What caused this? Are there any underlying factors involved? So yeah, I think it's just psychoanalyzing yourself and just being aware of the things that are affecting English. Just being aware of the things that are affecting you. And it's kind of like maths. Like I can't just be like, okay, add X and add Y, and then you get out of the rut. Like, your variables are different. You have A and B and C. So I can't just be like, yeah, so just add X, Y, and Z, and then you have 20. Like, it's going to be different. Best place that I've traveled to so far. I'll instantly, no hesitation, Japan. Japan. If you said top 5 places, I would have said Japan for all of them. That place is formidable. Please bear in mind, I've only been to Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto. So I've only seen 3 big cities in Japan. What I'm going to say next is based on what I've seen in those places. And is not definitive of the whole of Japan. Where do I start? Where do I even start, bruv? Firstly, the people. People in Japan are some of the most polite, respectful people. And this is something that you see online all the time. Like, they genuinely are so respectful. Yeah, people are bare sweet, polite, kind. I also love the respect people have, not just for other people, but for their environment. Like, you walk around, everything's clean. Of course, there's a lot of people cleaning and whatever, but people don't litter, people don't throw rubbish. I'd went to 3 different places and every single one of them offered like a different experience. So like, Tokyo is not the same as Kyoto. Cool, it's a little anagram. If you switch the letters around, it gives you the same thing. Bruv, Kyoto, like, it was just mad relaxing. Like, I felt like I was in a old samurai movie. Mad stereotype, sorry. But that's how I felt. But yeah, Japan is somewhere that I would definitely want to go back to again and explore other parts of it. Just because I think it's a formidable nation. Japan, sponsor me. Would I rather eat a kettle or a microwave? I would genuinely rather eat a microwave. What is the funniest video you made and who do you enjoy filming with the most? I think, okay, not funniest, yeah. I think the best video I've ever made, and that's just my personal opinion, yeah, is working as a farmer for a day. If you haven't watched it, I recommend you watch it. I love that video. Oh, damn question. Okay. Am I using my degree in any way? Oh, this is an easy question. No, I'm not. It has moments where it's useful, but to say that I'm using it, no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I was thinking of a way to elongate the answer. There is no need for that. Would I ever move to New York? The first time I went there, I was like, I love this place. I would actually consider moving here. The second time, I really deeped how expensive it was and how it was my excitement going the first time that made me feel as though I wanted to live there. However, I don't think the reality of actually living there is as sunshine and rainbows as I thought. Like, you need money to live comfortably in New York. Otherwise, it's going to be a difficult life. If I was rich, I would consider moving there. But yeah, then again, I'm living in London, so how much worse can it get? Next, talk about your childhood and how you grew up and what that was like. I don't really remember a lot of my childhood. I don't know why. It kind of just like, when I'm looking back, I close my eyes, I'm transporting myself, it's kind of blurry. Yeah, I don't really remember too much of it. Like, I would always remember specific details. Like, there'll just be one thing that I remember in particular. But yeah, I just don't remember too much. And what even is childhood? Is that from when you're like 5 to 10? Like, when does childhood end? Does it end when you're like 13, 14, 15? Are you still a child when you're 19? I feel like a child now. And that's one thing that I've never really understood, is the concept of like maturing or growing up. But it's always kind of just been, I always feel like growing up or maturing is a scam. It's a fraud. I feel like all you're doing by maturing is suppressing your inner child. And I don't really like saying inner child because it makes it seem childish. I think it's just suppressing your inner you. Someone said, why do you want to post daily? I don't think it's a good idea. Okay, there's actually multiple reasons why I wanted to do this. One of the reasons I wanted to do this was, obviously, I've been away for so long and I haven't been able to post anything in almost 3 months. A large chunk of that time was having a little accident and mashing up my face. And then, yeah, the whole surgery process and whatever. It wasn't the best time for me to sit in front of a camera and talk because yeah, for a lot of that time I couldn't even eat or sleep. But I also think another reason that I wanted to do this was to kind of just like get back in the swing of things, like to force myself to make stuff. I feel like my problem is that I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Well, I'm a perfectionist. When I'm making stuff, when I'm filming stuff, I want everything to be perfect. I want everything to look perfect. Like, every part of the creating process needs to be exactly how I want it to be. Otherwise, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to post it. I have so many videos that I just haven't posted just because I'm not happy with them. And people always tell me like they still want to see them and they're still interested. But when I see something and I don't like it, I will not post it. And it's been like that since I started making stuff. But I feel like over time it's just getting worse and worse because I feel like now there's a lot more pressure for things to be, good and interesting and entertaining. And so I feel like that's kind of served as a deterrent for me to create more stuff because I'm always just like, this is not perfect, this is not good, this doesn't look good on camera. Or when I'm editing it, I'm like, I don't like how this turned out. So I feel like posting every day for a week is a kind of way for me to force myself to flip in, just post stuff. Like, even yesterday I did a video and it kind of flopped for me. Like, I was making soap and I got the wrong like chemical solution or whatever. And if I wasn't doing this posting every day for a week, I would not have posted that video. I promise you that would not have seen the belly of YouTube. That would have sat on my laptop or my SD card. And I thought I'd just force myself to do this by making a promise so that I make sure that I don't break it. And that was kind of me trying to teach myself to embrace imperfection. And usually I spend like multiple days editing a video. Now I've given myself like 8 hours, 9 hours. And that also just forces me to quickly edit without thinking too much about everything looking perfect, and my main focus being just put this out. So yeah, that is one of the main reasons I wanted to do this. Again, this is just exposure therapy, bruv, which is interesting because one of the first questions that I answered was someone asking how to overcome social anxiety. And I feel like, yeah, one of the main things would be exposure therapy with a lot of things, not just social anxiety, but things you're struggling with in life in general. Me, for example, exposing myself to imperfections is what's going to help me overcome the issues with trying to make sure everything looks perfect. Let me have some more water because my throat is going yeah, I hope that answered that question. How long have I been filming for? Oh yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna stop now just because I could talk for ages and I'm scared of just filming this for too long. And yeah, like I said, this is meant to be like a little trial. I've never filmed in this format before. This is basically like a little podcast but by myself. So it would make more sense for it to be shorter rather than longer. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow as well. Oh, yeah, if you have any suggestions, I'm going to do like a little box at the bottom. I wish I could continue doing this just because I've just started feeling a bit more comfortable now. When I first started this, I was so uncomfortable. Not physically. Physically, I was just, bro, I'm in a flipping giant beanbag, mate. I was cozy. But just in my head, I was just bare, uncomfy. I feel a lot better now. And I wish I could have started doing this in this state because I would have been a bit more coherent. Right now, I just feel like I was rambling the whole time. I was just talking fast. My brain was going at a million miles an hour. But again, this is just part of the learning process. Part of me is just like, I do not want anyone to see this video, but I have to post today and I haven't recorded anything else. So yeah, there we go. That's going to force me to put this out. Yeah, thank you for watching as always. Hope you enjoyed. And what else? What else is there to add, bruv? That's it. And I'll see you tomorrow as well. I'm hoping that this flipping audio works because I got all my stuff here, yeah? There's just a bunch of stuff here and I spent the whole morning trying to sort it out, but there was an issue with my Mac that wasn't allowing it to work. And then there were instances where it would work, but then when I go to save it, the audio file just doesn't save. So now I'm hoping that that's not the case. If not, I got my backup microphone here. I'm hoping that's going to be okay. But then that means I held this fat chunk of flipping podcast mic for no reason. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Okay, thank you, bye. I'm going to press the camera. It's proper far.